right, listeners, you ready for another deep dive into this week's tech news? You guys have really outdone yourselves this time. I mean, wow, this is a lot to cover.
It certainly is a testament to the rapid pace of innovation. So much happening.
But that's why we're here, right? To sift through the noise and uncover the gems, the stories that'll make you stop and think, hold on, did I just step into the future?
And it seems the future is increasingly intertwined with our own biology. There's this fascinating trend emerging, this sort of merging of human and machine.
You mean like cyborgs and stuff? Is that what we're talking about?
Not quite that dramatic, but we're definitely seeing a blurring of the lines. Take, for example, these new AI-powered glasses developed at Stanford. Argus, they call them.
Argus.
What?
Like the 100-eyed giant in Greek mythology. Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Well, imagine a world where your glasses don't need Wi-Fi to connect to the internet. Instead, they use your body as a conduit, transmitting data through tiny vibrations in your skin.
Wait, so my body becomes like a walking Wi-Fi hotspot?
In a sense, yes. It's called YR technology, and it's completely safe.
That's mind-blowing. But why? What's the point of all this?
Initially, it was designed to help visually impaired individuals navigate their surroundings. The glasses can answer questions about their environment, read text aloud, even recognize faces.
So it's like having a personal AI assistant built right into your eyewear. Wow.
Exactly. And the potential applications extend far beyond visual impairment. Imagine accessing information about your surroundings simply by looking around, or receiving directions discreetly through vibrations on your skin.
Okay, I officially want a pair of these Argus glasses. But let's shift gears for a minute and talk about something a little less futuristic.
Less futuristic.
You sent me this podcast episode about computer chips, and honestly, I never thought I'd be so captivated by the inner workings of a microchip.
It's a world of incredible complexity hidden beneath the surface of our everyday devices. But it's a world that profoundly impacts our lives.
Absolutely. The episode talked about this thing called Moore's Law. You know how the number of transistors we can cram onto a chip keeps doubling every 2 years?
Yes, Moore's law has been the driving force behind the exponential growth of computing power for decades. But to keep up with this demand, we need incredibly sophisticated manufacturing processes.
And that's where ASML comes in, right? With their EXE.50 machine. I think they called it the Beast in the podcast.
An apt nickname, considering its size and power. This machine uses extreme ultraviolet lithography to etch microscopic transistors onto silicon wafers. We're talking features that are mere nanometers wide.
Nanometers. Like human hair is 80,000 nanometers, all right? It's insane.
It is a remarkable feat of engineering. And the implications extend far beyond just making our gadgets smaller and faster. The ability to manufacture these advanced chips has become a strategic imperative on a global scale.
Oh, I mean like a geopolitical tug of war. My smartphone is caught in the crossfire.
In a way, yes. Control over chip manufacturing translates to control over technological advancement, economic power, even national security. It's a high-stakes game with far-reaching consequences.
Okay, I'm suddenly a lot more grateful for the tiny chip that's powering my phone. But let's move on to something a little less intense, shall we? How about the booming world of resale?
Ah, yes, the allure of pre-loved treasures. It's a market that's exploding right now and poised to reach $350 billion by 2028.
$350 billion, that's crazy. What's driving this resale renaissance?
It is a confluence of factors, really. There's growing awareness of sustainability and the desire to reduce our environmental impact. Younger generations are embracing secondhand as a way to express their individual style. And then there's technology.
Technology? How does technology fit into all of this?
Platforms like the real eBay ThreadUp Depop, they're all leveraging AI to make resale smoother and more appealing than ever before.
AI for used clothes.
Oh.
Okay, I'm officially curious.
It's about using AI to accurately price items, create detailed listings, streamline the buying and selling process. It's taking the guesswork out of resale and making it a win-win for both buyers and sellers.
I like the sound of that. It's like having a personal stylist and a bargain-hunting bloodhound all rolled into one. But okay, enough about shopping for now. Let's talk about something that's sure to get our adrenaline pumping: gaming.
Ah, yes, the virtual realm where anything is possible.
And speaking of possibilities, Xbox Game Pass is about to get a whole lot more interesting. I know the beginning of the month was a bit of a dry spell, but things are looking up.
Indeed. Some highly anticipated titles are on the horizon.
I'm talking about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. Day one releases for Ultimate subscribers.
Two very different games, but each offering a unique and immersive experience.
Flight Simulator 2024, with its insanely realistic weather simulation, I mean, it's like they bottled up the actual atmosphere and poured it into the game.
And then you have Stalker 2, set in the eerie and evocative landscape of the Chernobyl exclusion zone. It's a game that explores themes of survival loss and the resilience of the human spirit.
And the fact that the developers continued working on the game amidst the war in Ukraine just adds another layer of depth and meaning to the whole experience.
Absolutely. It's a testament to the power of creativity and the human spirit, even in the face of adversity.
Okay, I'm adding both of those to my must playlist. But wait, there's more, right? What about those other Game Pass editions?
Well, for those who prefer a more lighthearted adventure, there's Little Kitty Big City coming to Game Pass Standard.
Little Kitty Big City. That sounds adorable.
And for those who enjoy a bit of culinary chaos played up, is a must-try.
Oh, culinary chaos. You had me at chaos.
And just in time for Halloween, all Game Pass subscribers will be treated to Aliens: Dark Descent, a tactical game set in the iconic Alien franchise.
Okay, now that's just plain spooky. And speaking of things that send chills down my spine, let's talk about Black Friday. It's still weeks away, but the deals are already starting to drop like it's a digital piñata.
It seems the holiday shopping season is starting earlier and earlier every year.
You're telling me? I've already seen some amazing deals on Samsung Frame TVs, Lenovo laptops, even Apple products.
It's a strategic move by retailers to capture early shoppers and spread out the demand over a longer period.
Makes sense. But for us shoppers, it's a chance to snag some incredible deals before the Black Friday frenzy really kicks in.
Absolutely. And if you're looking to score some serious savings, it's never too early to start planning your shopping strategy.
So what's your expert advice for navigating this pre-Black Friday madness? Any tips for us bargain hunters?
Well, first and foremost, make a list of what you actually need and want. This will help you avoid impulse purchases and stay focused on your budget.
Okay, good point. I'm definitely guilty of getting swept up in the excitement and ending up with a cart full of things I never knew I needed, like that inflatable unicorn sprinkler I bought last year.
We all have our moments of weakness, but a well-crafted list can be your shield against the temptations of Black Friday.
So listen, hand, what's next?
Embrace the power of online shopping. It's become the preferred method for many, especially during peak seasons.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No more battling crowds or waiting in endless lines.
Exactly. And thirdly, follow deal coverage from reputable sources like Post Wanted. They do an excellent job of curating the best deals and alerting you to any potential pitfalls.
Got it. List online shopping trusted sources. What else?
Remember that Black Friday isn't the only game in town. Cyber Monday is just around the corner, and it often offers even deeper discounts online.
Oh, right, Cyber Monday. And for those of us who are already dreaming of escaping the winter chill, keep an eye out for Travel Tuesday deals.
Precisely. So plan ahead, do your research, and be prepared to pounce when the right deal comes along.
Okay, I'm feeling much more prepared to tackle this holiday shopping season now. Armed with your expert advice, I might even emerge victorious. But before we dive headfirst into the consumerist abyss, let's uncover a little secret in the world of Apple. You mentioned something about a secret upgrade in the new M4 MacBook Pros.
Ah, yes, the quantum dot displays. Apple hasn't been making a big fuss about it, but this upgrade brings some notable improvements to the table.
Quantum dots. Isn't that something TV manufacturers have been using?
You're right, some TV manufacturers have been using quantum dots for a while now. But there's an important distinction to be made.
Oh.
Some TV manufacturers have used quantum dots that contain cadmium, a toxic heavy metal. Apple, however, has opted for a cadmium-free solution, which is much better for the environment.
Okay, good to know that Apple is being eco-conscious with their quantum dots. So what exactly do these magical dots do?
We'll think of quantum dots as tiny, nano-sized light bulbs that emit very specific colors when they're excited by electricity.
Okay.
This allows for a much wider range of colors to be displayed, resulting in a more vibrant and lifelike image.
So basically, it's like the difference between watching a movie on an old tube TV and experiencing it in a high-end cinema with all the bells and whistles.
Precisely. The colors are richer, the details are sharper, and the overall viewing experience is simply more immersive.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. So how do these quantum dots actually work? Are they like sprinkled onto the screen or something?
Well, it's a bit more complex than that. They're integrated into the display's backlight system, where they act as a filter, converting the blue light from the LEDs into a wider spectrum of colors.
So it's not a completely new display technology. It's more like an enhancement to the existing LCD tech.
Exactly. Apple is still using its IPS panel technology and mini LED backlighting for enhanced brightness and contrast.
Okay, so they're adding quantum dots on top of the existing technology, Why not just go all out with a completely new display type?
Well, it's likely a matter of balancing performance cost and power consumption. By combining quantum dots with the existing IPS panel and mini LED backlighting, Apple is able to achieve a sweet spot in terms of visual quality, energy efficiency, and price point.
That makes sense. It's about finding the optimal balance, not just chasing the latest and greatest tech for the sake of it. But okay, let's shift gears again and talk about something a little less flashy, but equally important: tech layoffs. It seems like every week there's another headline about a major tech company shedding jobs.
Unfortunately, it's a trend that reflects the volatility and rapid evolution of the tech industry. Companies are constantly having to adapt to new technologies, evolving consumer demands, and global economic pressures.
That's a tough reality, especially for those who are directly affected. I saw that AMD recently announced they're laying off about 4% of their workforce, and they're considered a pretty successful company.
It's a reminder that even the giants of the tech world are not immune to market forces. They have to make tough choices to stay competitive and ensure long-term growth.
So it's like a constant game of adaptation and evolution, survival of the fittest in the digital jungle. Speaking of survival, let's end on a story that's both fascinating and potentially controversial: AI bringing a nuclear power plant back to life.
You're referring to the 3 Mile Island plant, the site of the infamous 1979 accident.
Yeah, 3 Mile Island. Isn't that like synonymous with nuclear disaster? Are we sure AI is the right tool for this job?
It's certainly a bold and complex undertaking, but proponents of the project argue that AI can play a vital role in monitoring the plant's operations, detecting potential issues in real time, and ensuring that safety protocols are rigorously enforced.
So they're basically saying that AI can prevent another Chernobyl.
It's a lofty goal, but it highlights the potential for AI to address some of humanity's most pressing challenges. Whether it's mitigating the risks of nuclear power or finding solutions to climate change, AI has the capacity to be both a powerful tool and a double-edged sword.
Well, that's a thought-provoking way to end this part of our deep dive. We've covered everything from skin-transmitting glasses to the global chip wars to the potential for a nuclear comeback powered by AI. It's been quite a ride.
It certainly has, and it's a clear indication that we're living in a time of unprecedented technological advancement. The future is unfolding before our very eyes, and it's both exciting and a little bit daunting.
Absolutely. But before we get too lost in the existential implications of it all, let's take a quick break and come back with more tech news and insights. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back. You know, it's funny how these innovations often start with one specific goal in mind, but then they just kind of snowball into something much bigger.
It's true. Like, who would have thought that glasses designed for the visually impaired could end up changing the way we all interact with the internet?
It's like opening a door to a whole new world of possibilities. And speaking of new worlds, the resale market is a prime example of how technology is changing not just what we buy, but how we think about ownership and consumption in general.
Absolutely. What was once seen as kind of like a niche market, for bargain hunters and vintage enthusiasts, has now become this mainstream phenomenon.
It's a fascinating shift, and there are several factors at play here, I think.
Like what?
Well, for one, there's a growing awareness of sustainability. People are more conscious of their environmental footprint, and they're looking for ways to consume more responsibly.
That makes sense.
And then you have younger generations who are much more comfortable with the idea of pre-owned goods. They see it as a way to express their individual style without breaking the bank.
And let's not forget the role of technology in all of this.
Absolutely. AI is making the entire resale experience so much smoother and more user-friendly.
It's like AI is taking the stigma out of secondhand shopping. No more digging through dusty racks or worrying about getting ripped off online.
Exactly. And it's not just limited to clothes anymore. You can find everything from furniture to electronics to cars on these resale platforms.
It's like a digital treasure hunt.
Yeah.
But enough about saving the planet and our wallets for now. Let's talk about something a little more indulgent. Those new quantum dot displays in the MacBook Pros have caught my eye.
Ah, yes, the allure of a pixel-perfect display. And quantum dot technology is certainly impressive. It's all about color, you see.
Color.
Yeah, quantum dots are like these tiny, nano-sized light bulbs that emit very specific colors when they're excited by electricity, so you get a much wider range of colors, which translates to a more vibrant and lifelike image.
So it's like the difference between watching a movie on an old tube TV and then seeing it in a high-end cinema with all the bells and whistles.
Yeah, exactly. The colors are richer, the details are sharper, and the overall viewing experience is just more immersive.
But what about that whole cadmium thing? I remember reading some concerns about the use of toxic materials in quantum dot displays. Is Apple using the safe kind?
You're right to raise that point. Some early implementations of quantum dot technology did use cadmium-based materials, but Apple has opted for a cadmium-free solution, so their displays are both visually stunning and environmentally responsible.
Well, that's good to know. It's always nice when technological advancements align with our values. But speaking of advancements, let's dive back into the gaming world. I'm still reeling from those upcoming Xbox Game Pass releases. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and Stalker 2. Heart of Chernobyl. They sound epic.
They certainly represent two very different but equally compelling gaming experiences.
Okay, break it down for me. What makes each one so special?
Well, Flight Simulator 2024 is all about realism. The attention to detail is incredible. You can literally fly anywhere in the world, experience realistic weather conditions, and it's just an incredibly immersive and awe-inspiring experience.
This is like a virtual pilot's license without all the stress of actually flying a plane. But what about Stalker 2? What sets it apart from all the other post-apocalyptic games out there?
Stalker 2 is unique because it delves into the haunting and evocative landscape of the Chernobyl exclusion zone. It explores themes of survival loss and the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity, and the fact that the developers continued working on the game amidst the ongoing war in Ukraine just adds another layer of poignancy to the experience.
It's a powerful reminder that even in the darkest of times, art and creativity can flourish, and that video games can be more than just entertainment. They can be a reflection of our hopes, our fears, and our shared humanity. But okay, enough with the deep thoughts for now. Let's face the reality that's looming on the horizon. Black Friday. Love it or hate it, it's a force to be reckoned with.
I think it's safe to say that most of us have a love-hate relationship with Black Friday.
Yeah, we love the deals, but we hate the crowds, the pressure, and the potential for buyer's remorse.
It's a carefully orchestrated event designed to tap into our deepest consumerist instincts. And it works.
It definitely works. But okay, let's be practical here. How do we navigate this Black Friday madness without losing our minds or our wallets? Any tips for us mere mortals?
Well, first and foremost, make a list and check it twice. Figure out what you actually need and want and stick to your plan.
Okay, that's a good starting point.
Yeah.
I'm definitely guilty of getting swept up in the Black Friday frenzy and buying things just because they're on sale. Impulse buys galore.
We've all been there, but a well-crafted list can be your shield against those tempting siren songs of consumerism.
So, list in hand, what's next?
Utilize online shopping. It's become the preferred method for many, especially during peak seasons like Black Friday. You can avoid the crowds, the lines, and the parking hassles, all while browsing from the comfort of your own home.
That sounds way more appealing than battling hordes of shoppers for the last discounted TV. Any other pearls of wisdom?
Yes, do your research. Compare prices across different retailers, read reviews, and make sure you're getting the best value for your money. Remember, a deep discount isn't always a good deal if the product itself is subpar.
Okay, so list online shopping and thorough research. Got it. Anything else?
Yes, don't forget about Cyber Monday, which often offers even deeper discounts online. And if travel is on your wish list, keep an eye out for Travel Tuesday deals. You might just score that dream vacation at a steal.
You are a veritable Black Friday ninja. I feel like I'm ready to take on the shopping apocalypse armed with your expert advice. But before we get lost in a whirlwind of deals and discounts, let's take a step back and reflect on some of the bigger trends we've been discussing. We've talked about AI, the blurring of lines between the physical and digital, and the accelerating pace of technological change. Where do you see all of this heading?
Well, it's clear that we're at a pivotal moment in human history. Technology is no longer just a tool. It's becoming an integral part of who we are and how we interact with the world.
It's like we're merging with our machines.
In a way, yes. The boundaries between the real and the virtual are dissolving, and the possibilities seem limitless. But with this incredible power comes a profound responsibility.
It's like we're holding the keys to the future, but we need to make sure we're using them wisely.
Precisely. We need to be mindful of the ethical implications of these technologies to ensure that they're used for good and to create a future that benefits all of humanity.
It's a daunting task, but one that we can't afford to ignore. We need to engage in open and honest conversations about the role of technology in our lives and work together to shape a future that is both innovative and equitable.
Well said. And that's precisely why deep dives like this one are so important.
We need to keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep pushing the boundaries of what's possible, while also remembering that technology is ultimately a tool, and it's up to us to use it for good.
And on that note, let's wrap up this part of our deep dive and take a quick break. Stay tuned for the final part, where we'll delve into even more tech news and insights.
Welcome back, listener. We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive, from skin-transmitting glasses to the global chip shortage to the potential for AI to revive a nuclear power plant. It's been quite a journey.
It has indeed. And as we wrap things up, I'm struck by this recurring theme of empowerment through technology.
Empowerment. How so?
Well, think about it. We're seeing a democratization of access to tools and information that were once exclusive to a select few. The resale market is a great example.
Right, AI is making it easier for anyone to become a savvy shopper or even start their own resale business.
Exactly. But then you have trends like the chip shortage and those ongoing tech layoffs, which seem to paint a different picture.
So it's not all sunshine and roses in the tech world.
Well, progress isn't always linear. There will be bumps along the way, challenges and setbacks, but that's all part of the process.
So it's like we're on this roller coaster ride of technological advancement.
Precisely. And the key is to be adaptable, to learn from our mistakes, and to keep moving forward.
So how do we navigate this ever-changing landscape? It feels like every day there's a new breakthrough, a new disruption, a new headline screaming for our attention.
Start by focusing on what truly interests you. You don't need to be an expert on everything. Find your niche and dive deep.
Okay, find your passion and become a micro-expert. What else?
Be critical of your sources of information. Look for credible, unbiased sources that present a balanced perspective. And don't be afraid to question what you read or hear.
So we need to be tech-savvy skeptics, not just blindly accepting everything we see online.
Exactly. And remember, technology is constantly evolving. What's cutting edge today might be obsolete tomorrow. The key is to stay curious, to keep learning, and to embrace the spirit of adaptation.
It's like riding a wave. You can't control the ocean, but you can learn to surf.
A perfect analogy. So grab your metaphorical surfboard, listener, and get ready for the ride. The waves of technological change are coming, and it's going to be an exciting journey.
Well said. And on that note, we've reached the end of our deep dive. We've explored the frontiers of human ingenuity, the depths of technological advancement, and everything in between.
It's been a privilege to share this journey with you, listener.
Thank you for joining us. And remember, stay curious, stay informed, and keep on exploring. This world of technology is full of wonders just waiting to be discovered.